Hey, Soul Tribe, thank you for your patience and welcome back. So, I got my time mixed up and I've been down at the farm, but I hope that a few of you find your way back here. I'm going to start by doing just a little bit of clearing to start with, just to set up this beautiful energy, this space. So, just join me in taking a couple of deep centering breaths, and we're just going to connect in with our beautiful hearts and connecting in with our higher self, with our guides and our beings that love us unconditionally. And we're just taking a moment to connect as a tribe. I'm just visualizing holding all of your hands in circle as well. And I'm really excited to see what questions we get today. I know I've been missing for a little bit, but I've been enjoying some quality time, just nurturing and working on myself and enjoying some peace and quiet. So if you guys just take a couple of deep centering breaths in, connect into your own essence, feeling that connection up above your crown to your higher self, feeling that beautiful golden light coming in, activating your heart, seeing your beautiful heart energy shine out to the world too, and just offering any love and healing that we can send out into the world at the moment as well. So I just want to say happy birthday to Jacob. I saw it was your birthday today as well. So happy birthday. So let's do a few little tuning forks as well. And remember, if you've got questions, please pop them through in all caps so that I can see them. And you may have just seen the quick little YouTube that I popped up while I was down at the farm. So for those of you that are not in Australia, you'll get to see some kangaroos and my dad and I driving on the Kubota. It was a lot of fun. All right. And we're going to start also with a general reading. Okay, so just letting this beautiful vibration just ripple, cleansing anything that no longer needs to be there. And just letting that fall away for you, letting it dissolve and dissipate. And let's have a little look into, let me see what cards they would like to go with. Okay, so for the general, we're going to start with for our collective. So if you don't get a personal reading today, at least we get to look into the collective. And for anyone wanting to go over to my website, solreta.com, for a personal reading, just have a look in the description box below and you'll find the link for that. And I also just want to say thank you guys for the reviews on Soul Alchemy Potions and showing me the amazing results from your hypnotic subliminals that you've been listening to as well. So I might pop those links up at the end, but everything is in the description box below. All right, let's have a look for the collective. Okay, so interesting. I feel myself energetically getting stretched. And what I mean by this is imagine a UFO that has a tractor beam, but the vision I'm seeing in this is a star. So I'm seeing a golden star that's pulling me up and it's elongating and stretching. I would say the light body, the plasma body, the aura. And it's interesting because it's leaning in towards the left. And so the left is more about sort of what we're born with. It sometimes connects to the past as well. In this situation, what I feel with this connecting into the left is I feel it's connecting us with our original essence and our original divine blueprint. And I feel that this is before we had a lot of the humanness programmed into it. So we'll flip over these 4 cards and we'll have a look at what comes up. So we have the 10 of Wands, the 8 of Wands, the 7 of Wands, oh my gosh, and the 6 of Disc. So this is really interesting. Oppression. So there has been something that has been like a force that's come over humanity and come over a lot of people that is very, very oppressive. And I think we can see this at the moment with a lot of the things being released. What's interesting too is the promise of information and people hanging off, waiting for information to be released. We've talked about this in our Gorgeous Soul Tribe before, in waiting for disclosure. And knowing that disclosure for us has been a personal thing for many of us. There's so many of you in this beautiful group that have seen orbs, that you've seen UFOs, you've had your own ET contact experiences and things. So with this, we see that there is a little bit of a confusion, kind of chaos energy. So with this 8 of Wands, this is sometimes what I call the It's the compass spinning out of control. So just be mindful of things not throwing us off course at the moment, because there is perhaps potentially a ritual coming up. So we know that sometimes big dates or eclipses, things like that, they release certain information and certain sidetracks. But what I'm being shown is this star, this energy, this tractor beam of going back to our original kind of factory settings or our own spiritual reset. So with the Seven of Wands, this is really about deleting and ignoring anything that's coming our way that is devised as a distraction. And I feel it's about getting into inner attunement with higher self. So Eight of Wands is a quantum jump. So, quantum jump meaning that something is coming in energetically on a higher vibrational alignment designed to shift our energy. And so, we have several interesting astrological things happening this year, not just the planetary alignment that we're going to see a little bit later in the year, but we also have the four eclipses as well. Big one being the sun. The solar eclipse that will be, I think, August the 12th. That should be also a big one. So what we have at the end of this, though, is the Six of Disc, which is to focus more on the physical, focus on the practical. This is ruled by Venus. It's Taurus energy as well. So really taking care, nurturing yourself, showing up for yourself first. And we'll get some little clarifiers. We have the Nine of Swords, and we also have the Two of Swords, but it's come out in reverse. So there are things designed to keep us in anarchy, to keep us in, it's actually known as the card of cruelty. So to keep us in this state of despair, of oppression, depression. And we have Two of Swords, which is the card of peace in reverse. So it does look like on a collective level that there are things that are still trying to keep us in fight or flight, not feeling safe, keeping us feeling disorientated. So let's have a look for some words of advice from Spirit, and we'll go to the Mythios deck. And how many cards do you guys want to give us? We've got the Four of Coins, the Queen of Swords. We also have the Seven of Cups, and we have the Two of Swords. What's interesting is the Four of Coins and the Queen of Swords have come out in reverse. So with these two, this is all about standing in our power, us realizing that we have so much more power than what we've been led to believe. So there is something around giving up our power. This is Capricorn and Jupiter. So we've either released or given up our power, not everyone I'm saying, but like in a collective sense. So if we think about that with collective consciousness and people giving up their power, whether it's to, a job, to your parents, to society, to government is a big one. It's often seen as like the parent compared to the rest of humanity. So with this Four of Coins, this is about us reclaiming our power. Where is it that we've lost touch with our power, that we've maybe refused to grow into the beautiful beings that we are? And with this, the Queen of Swords in reverse. So this, when I see it in reverse as well, is that we may have unfinished contracts, agreements, things like that that are sort of left open-ended. Mercury retrograde, which we're in until the 20th, is also a really good time to review any of this. So if there's anything that you're feeling like loose ends that you want to tidy up, don't forget it is the time for technological things, miscommunications, things breaking down, things being miscommunicated as well. Me getting my timing wrong for today. So yeah, with this Queen of Swords in reverse, where is it that you need to call your power back? Like physically saying, I now choose to end all contracts, all agreements, all vows that I may have made that no longer serve me. So really looking into that. And I'm just highlighting some of your all cap questions at the same time. So thank you for dropping them in. Let's just get one more word of advice from Spirit. So we have the Devil card come up with this as well. So some of you may actually be tested with things that are draining your life force, draining your power. This is quite an addictive, sometimes like magnetic, exciting energy. And I don't mean that in the sense of the devil. I mean that in terms of the character or the people that the devil can show up as. It can show up as more kind of like gaslighting or like really like high intensity, sexual chemistry, relationships and things too. So have a look at like where your attention is being attracted to. What is it that you're consuming, whether it's on like a media level, whether it's on like being consumed with people or situations or dynamics, and how can you call your personal power back? And I've been feeling this on a deeper level, not a lot of this, but in terms of like calling power back, I feel that we're about to be redirected. And I feel I might do a bigger show on this because I feel like it's a broad topic and something that I've been meditating on deeply for the last couple of weeks, and really like climbing back into that essence of who we are, because there is a pivot taking place. And, we see this with the planets, and we have Uranus coming into Gemini in April. So big shifts and changes, especially when we look at like the States. And I know a lot of you are in the States. So that will bring about big change as well on a worldly level. But I also feel it introspectively on a personal level as well. So let's get into some questions. And I just want to say thank you so much for those of you that are here with me. Let's get into questions. And I will try and get through to as many as I can. If you're really feeling cold or energetically aligned, or there's something just saying to you to book a reading, everything you need is in the description box below. And I don't know why I've still got a Valentine's Day thing up. Let me just turn this little one off. Okay. Oh, there is also now half hour readings available as well. So let me just go into some of these questions. All right, so we've got this question here. Let me start with this one. So I met someone and my soul said, there you are. What does this mean for you? Or for me, meaning you. All right, so we've got the card of the Fool in reverse. We've got the Justice card. I think I've just got this deck upside down. Let me just reverse these. All right, so we actually see here, there's some kind of like wanting to move forward and wanting to have someone that loves you for you, and wanting to have someone show up and be the leader for you, because I feel like you've had to do the groundwork, you've had to put in the time. And what I'm seeing here is there's some kind of disappointment or some kind of sorrow. Oh, Ken, thank you. You're so sweet. Yeah, let's do, you know what I was thinking? Of doing another one. Remember we did that amazing meditation, the light body activation one? So I'm thinking we should do another community one like that. I just feel like my channel is about to move in a different direction, and I'm not 100% sure which way, but I'm being guided by spirit to just be more kind of like in the moment and inspired. All right, so this one is for the question on the screen. So we've got the Fool card, the Justice card. So there's almost like feeling that you have to move forward, or that there's some kind of like new beginning coming up. And I feel like you're trying to find balance, you're trying to find ground. We do have the King of Wands and also the Three of Discs that's coming up as well. So something might have changed with a person that you were invested in, involved with. We do see maybe perhaps some dishonesty or some feelings and emotions and things that could have been happening behind your back. Let me just see advice moving forward. We have the Queen of Swords and the Three of Swords in reverse. So with this is about calling your energy, calling your power back. It does relate to the collective a little. And then the Three of Swords in reverse, this is to shake off this energy, to purge it out, to throw off any kind of curses, anything that you feel is sitting heavy on you, anything that is bothering you. This is really about getting your energy back to you, because I feel you've popped your energy out to someone else in this situation. So I do feel it's actually calling back your energy to you. And let me just see. So I asked about with the question on your screen as well, because I feel like I'm reading for old relationship energy, and then I feel like this other one is new relationship energy or potential. But I do see the Magician. So with this, just watching out, making sure there is no sort of like similar patterns or things coming up for you that you may have had with your last person. So hopefully that helps and resonates. If you want to go deeper, everything is in the description box below. And thank you again, Ken. You're so beautiful. That is so sweet. Okay, let's go to another question. But before I do that, let me pick some cards for the beautiful Ken. All right, so just going in with my black and white deck, and let's get 3 cards for Ken, just for a message for the now. So we've got the Father of Pentacles, we have the Son of Cups, we also have, thank you, you're so welcome. And we have the Ten of Pentacles. So I think, did I say the Magician out loud? And we've got the Father of Cups. This is a very, very strong energy, Ken. And also, I love 333. You know, it's my favorite. Thank you. So we have the King of Pentacles. So with this energy, I do feel that there's this real sense of like grounding into who you are. And you may have even been perhaps getting a message around this. We've got the Magician energy too. So with this grounding into who you are, I actually feel like there's a coming home to self that is taking place with this. We've then got the 10 of Pentacles and we've got the Father of Cups. So I feel like this is a time to practice and work. I even feel like doing ritual and things for self right now. I feel like there's something higher that you're calling in, that they're giving me the word mastery. There's a mastery of your energy, a mastery of magic that's coming up for you as well. But it's like we need to make ourselves sort of in that quiet space so that we can receive it. So let me just have a look for some advice from Spirit around this. We've got the Devil card again, the Two of Swords, which is the card of peace. So it's definitely silencing out anything that is distracting, anything that could be designed to throw us off our game. Because sometimes the devil can also be, you know, that little voice within us that's the old programming, or it's the thing trying to keep us comfortable, keeping us small. So we need to move beyond that with the devil as well. It sometimes has a very phallic type symbol and can also represent looking at the parts of our life of where we're chained or where we're sort of stuck. It also has the Hebrew symbol a yen. Did you guys just see that little orb thing float past? Just then, put a little fairy or a sparkle on the chat if you guys saw that. That was amazing. It was like a glider. So yeah, with this devil card as well, it is associated with the symbol a yen, or the Hebrew alphabet letter. So this is all about like using your words, using your power. And we've got Two of Swords energy, so a card of peace. But this is often about tapping in. Thank you, Gisela. This is often about tapping into something that you're seeing that's outside the landscape of the 3D. And I wonder if that's also why we had that little beautiful fairy energy, that little orb with us. So I do feel this is tapping deeper beyond the veil into your vision. It's maybe not something that you can see just yet. And I think a lot of us in this soul tribe also go, we're working together and shifting. So I kind of feel this a little bit for a few of us at the moment too. Let me just see, we've got the Two of Coins. So there is beautiful positive change. This is Jupiter and Capricorn growth expansion energy. So it's a portal that's there opening, and it's really just about running through that portal. Hey, Omar, lovely to see you on here. Hope you and your beautiful wife are well. So hopefully that resonates, Ken. I feel excited for you. I'm looking forward to this upgrade. You know what I keep seeing? It's like warrior energy. It's like you stepping into this warrior energy, and you really like, how would I say, there's a deletion of any kind of shyness or any kind of like reservation. It's like having full confidence in self. It just feels amazing. It feels really incredibly powerful. So let me come into another question. So if anyone's wanting to ask questions, please pop them through in all caps and I'll get to as many as I can. So we have the lovely Susie. Thank you for being with us. Hey, lovely soul. How many non-humans are using human avatars? Now, this might be hard to get an actual number, but let's have a look into what Spirit is telling us about this situation. It's interesting, just even tuning in, I feel like angelic different parts of self and ET parts of self. So if we go back to what Jacob and I were talking about in some of the hypnosis videos that we've done together, some of the hypnotic files, we talked about the oversoul and we talked about the diamond fractal. So I do feel that there's parts of us that are connected in more with that diamond fractal. And so there's a couple of us that are sort of essentially, we're in a human body, but we're not 100% human. So I feel there's a high amount in this beautiful soul group as well. Thank you, Omar. So let's flip these cards over for you. And thank you for the question for the collective as well. So what we're actually seeing is the Five of Swords. So we've got a card of defeat. So there has been a takeover of some humans or human avatars. And as we see, this is parasitic. This is entities and things of this sort of nature that are mentally harvesting, hijacking people as well. So we then have the Three of Cups. So there's a different shift in awareness. And you know what I've been noticing is a lot of this is also to do with the divine feminine. Happy birthday. We were all just saying happy birthday. Thank you for joining us. So yeah, what we're seeing is part of the old illusion starting to dissolve, starting to disintegrate. With this, I often joke about this being the witches reuniting. So what we're seeing with Susie's question is, and I'll just pop it up on the screen again. So how many non-humans are using human avatars? So what we're seeing is the awareness and expansion of people realizing that they've been hijacked and realizing that there's been parasites and toxins and things like that that they need to purge. We're then seeing the card of abundance and the witches reuniting. So for me, this is kind of like we're getting back in touch with that magical manifestation side of things. And we're seeing the tower start to fall. So the old system, a lot of the old patriarchal way of living that we talk about from original culture that we've shared in other shows and have talked about, we're getting back to the true essence of magic. We're getting back to actually being creators. So what I'm seeing is we're going to be detoxing out a lot of the hijacking, a lot of the non-human hijacking especially, and we can see this beautiful higher portal. This is a card of virtue. It's a card of spiritual alignment. It's a card of our higher selves and God flowing through the temple. And we then have the Lover's card. So we're coming into a higher state, a higher place of existing. This is a beautiful Gemini energy as well. And in the other decks, it sometimes will have Archangel Michael or God at the top working with the humans. So it's really actually about us shifting into this space of opening up to the divine again, opening up to our higher self, our higher soul energy. So a little bit of a different answer to what we would have expected, but I actually really like it. And yeah, this is all about creator mode. The energy I keep getting shown is from the divine feminine point of view, in that we need to visualize the outcome. We need to visualize the fall of the old and start working with God and each other and the universe to bring back this beautiful Three of Wands. And for those of you that have heard me talk about Two of Wands representing duality, the third one coming in always represents God or the universe. So it's something that is, we're operating this program outside of reality. So it's really cool. We're actually remembering that we're creators at the moment. We're showing up, we're occupying our temples. So let's just pop these little cards back. And, oh, did you guys see Lyra? Did she show up in the background? Let me just see. Oh, I'm just going to read this one out loud. Hi, Ling. Hi, Soul. It was nice to meet you in person at State of Grace Collective last week. People from Melbourne should go and do a reading here in person. Thank you, beautiful. It was so nice to give you a hug in person as well. And yeah, for anyone that's wanting in-person readings, I'm now available at South Yarra on Thursdays at State of Grace Collective, and on Fridays and every second Saturday, which will be this Saturday coming up, I'll be at State of Grace at Eastland. Otherwise, it is the same to book online, except we don't get to hug in person. So everything you need is in the description box below, or head on over to State of Grace to book over there as well. Let me go into the next question. And we have from Call to the Universe. Thank you for your question, Christian. So did I cross dimensions while I was in a remote island in the Caribbean? Thanks. All right, let's have a look and see which ones. Oh, I'm torn between the Thoth deck and Alice. Let's start with the Thoth deck and then see if we need any clarifiers. And also just a reminder that if you guys are wanting to shift things in terms of your physical 3D reality, you know that 95% of what we see in the world around us comes from our subconscious mind. So if you're looking to override and reprogram and gain control of that, I definitely recommend my Hypnotic Subliminal meditations, which you'll see the link in the description box below. They are over on Soul Alchemy Potions. And thank you everyone for the beautiful reviews. All right. And also, if you're wanting to leave a question, please pop it in all caps just so that I can see it in the little message. All right. So this is for Christian. I'm definitely seeing two timelines when I start to feel into the energy of what we're talking about. I'm not sure if you had any interesting dreams, but I'm being shown some kind of like visitation or like an astral type experience. Now, we're not always aware of these things, but sometimes they will come up in hypnosis. So I definitely recommend a session with the amazing Jacob as well. All right, let's flip these cards for you, Christian. Okay, yeah, wow, look at this. We've got the death card too. So it does look like that you had a taste of a different dimension. See here, oh, where's my camera? See here, all of these different timelines, these different cycles, and we've got the phoenix rising from the ashes. So this is also Scorpio energy, and it is death or resurrection. We've got two timelines actually meeting in the middle. So with this, we see it's the energy of truth. It's the card of healing. For me, it's the card of like meditation and sometimes altered states. So whether there was something that you did that helped you to go into an altered state, I'm feeling that there was the spontaneous energy behind this as well. We see the Seven of Wands and the Ten of Cups. So I feel like you've shifted onto a higher timeline. There's the Seven of Wands that we've got, Leo and Mars energy. So I feel like there could have been some frustrations or things that you were bumping up against in the physical. Spirit's giving me the words in terms of things not manifesting, maybe perhaps as fast as we would like. Oh, thank you, Annette. I'm just highlighting your question. And gorgeous Amy, hello. Let me just see. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you're liking. I just saw your message, Christian. Christian saying the meditation is giving me different types of abundance for sure. Yeah. If you guys have bought the meditations, the hypnotic subliminals I've created, please, please, please leave a review on my website because it's really helping others as well. Yeah, just keep getting messages around abundance and things coming in. And look at this. Speaking of abundance, and we've got the 10 of Cups for you. So yeah, you've crossed into a timeline of now where you're actually starting to govern things. You're helping to, the word they're giving me is manipulate, but I don't feel it in a negative sense. So I do feel that you're helping to pivot, and we've got a quantum jump, 8 of Wands, with the Wheel of Fortune. So I actually feel like you're realizing when you're dipping into more of a lower frequency and you're choosing to come up. So a lot of this is happening in meditation, in consciousness shifting. So yeah, let's get just a couple from Alice. All right, they want two cards from Alice, words of advice. We've got the card of judgment and we've got the Seven of Hedgehogs. So one more. And we've got Three of Wands. So this is definitely about paying attention to when you are shifting into undesired states and when you're wanting to choose to come up into higher dimensions and higher planes of existence. So we know the Judgment card is traditionally Archangel Michael blowing the trumpet, and we're seeing people wake up as to the reality around us as well. So this is about waking up in the dream state, waking up when you're starting to dip or starting to stand in a state of consciousness that's maybe not 100% your purest desire as well. We also have the Seven of Disc. So this is not something that has, what would I say? It's something that you've worked on. So you might still tap into things spontaneously from time to time, but it's because of how far you've worked to bring your soul, to bring your frequency up to a certain level. So you've got things in motion. We've got movement here. This is hard work paying off. And we have the Three of Wands, the card of virtue. So this is more about you recognizing when you're moving and shifting into higher states. This is also about you starting to oscillate and put your energy and put dynamics into those higher states, higher dimensions, and planes of existence. So I'm also being shown it's kind of like erasing the old version. It's like when we realize that like old behaviors or old things are coming in terms of attraction or manifestation, it's like, oh yeah, that was the old version of me. And then we're starting to see you move into a different timeline. So let's have a look. The other thing I see though, and this would probably be like a longer question, but I do see paranormal stuff when we start to look into it. There's just too much to talk about in just like a quick little short reading. But I do see that there was something else, like some other place that you went multidimensionally. All right, let's have a look. Oh, beautiful. Well done. That is amazing. You should be so proud of yourself. Okay, just making sure to try and get some questions. All right, I'm trying to grab as many as I see. Sorry, guys, if I miss anyone. Okay, budding dog, hello. Thank you for joining us. So life has been tumultuous to say the least. Do you have a message from my higher guides? Thank you for your question and just sending you extra love at the moment too. All right, they want the Mythios deck for this one. Sometimes there's a picture or there's a reason why they want a particular deck or a particular card to come out as well. All right. So as I'm touching the cards, I'm also hearing that there's things that have been happening with this tumultuous energy. And it's so interesting. On a physical kind of biochemical level, I'm feeling energy move up my throat, like going from heart up and out my throat. So I feel like you've been presented with opportunities to say things that no longer serve you, or things that are irritating or annoying you, or things that are dragging you down in energy. And I feel like this has been about purging and letting that release from the body. Spirit keeps showing me somatic work to shake and process this out. I'm also hearing sounds. So you could work with sound healing, you could work with breath work, but there's things that are on a cellular level trying to leave and purge the body, but they've been showing up in the 3D. So I feel like this would be to do some kind of like a somatic release session, or even like a bit of emotional clearing, things of that sort of nature. You could even do some pranic healing. If you do need some help or assistance, more than happy to go and help. I love helping work with shifting things. So yeah, holistic wellness session would be the one to book in for, where we release hidden and trapped emotions. We literally cut off energy cords and pull things energetically out of the body, whether it's thought forms, programs, balance out the chakras, repair cracks and heal up little holes and wounds and things that we also get energetically in the chakras. Let's flip over these cards. So we have the card of justice, the Two of Cups, the Four of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and then we've got the Fool in reverse. So it may even feel like this energy has felt unjust or like, not just. So with this is Libra energy. It's quite often, weighing the heart against the feather. And I just feel when I tune into your energy, not everyone gives to the level of love that you give. So we have a Two of Cups energy come up with this as well. So you might be finding that maybe things are not being reciprocated evenly. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. So yeah, there might be feelings of, love not being equally reciprocated. We have the Two of Cups as well. So it can also mean about connection, about contracts and agreements and things. And we've got a Four of Cups. So I'm just seeing that there's things that you maybe in the past you'd not wanted to sort of like realize about certain people. But it's like now we're seeing with the veil lifted, we're seeing everything for what it is. And so life might be feeling tumultuous at the moment, or feel like it's sort of shifting, or it's out of your control. And I feel like it's being released and purged for a good reason, because I feel like what you're coming into, and Spirit is giving me 4. So over the next 4 months, what are we now? So March, oh my gosh, March. So April, May, June, July. So around potentially July, it actually feels like a whole new, fresh beginning. Yes, ending contracts. And with this, there's a little bit more work to do. This is a card of strength. So your guides are actually bringing a lot of strength and assistance with you. What's interesting is I always talk about this being connected to eclipse energy, because it's Sun, Moon, and Sagittarius. So there's something that it's trying to shift for you as well. And we have the card of the Fool in reverse. So it's not to sort of like try and leap into something new or something different. It's really to like reassess and review. Spirit's showing me this energy of like going back over everything and see the external circumstance as a reflection. So what is it that it's reflecting back to me? Whether it's something that someone said, whether it's the contracts and patterns that are existing in this, what is it saying about you? And I feel like this is about a chance of like revision and rewriting your story with the card in the Fool. Whereas if we were to jump off the diving board now, we would still be entering as the same character. And what I mean by this is we would attract the same patterns and the same circumstances. I actually feel like you're at a really pivotal point in your growth on a soul level. This is the path, the fork in the road moment. And I would be really intrigued to find out astrologically what age you're at as well, because this feels quite huge. This feels life-changing. So it does not feel like a light thing. Please let me know if you do need further assistance or you feel moved to do a booking, because these are things that we can work through. It really feels like it would take about an hour to sort of get to the bottom of everything that's going on and to get the answers and to look at change. So let me just see what other questions. So hopefully that helps. Nodding dog, sending you extra love at the moment too. And I just want to let you know you're also doing a really good job of staying true to yourself. So we have a question from Selma. Thank you for your question. And it is, may I have angel guidance for job opportunities in the coming times, please? I am jobless currently. Sure. Let's have a look to see which cards they would like me to go to. All right, so just this little black and white deck. And we're just looking into advice around jobs and employment for Selma. And also, if you're new to this channel, do hit the notification and subscribe button so that you can join our gorgeous soul tribe, but also be alerted to videos like this where we do ask questions and things. So I'm flipping these over. Okay. This is looking really good for you. So we actually have something magical coming in. So where I would say you might be at a place of despair or even a feeling of, are you so welcome, nodding dog? Okay. So you've gone through, sorry, Selma, just have to, nodding dog just said age 56. So you would have gone through your Chiron return at around 50. So sometimes this is also a shakeup, but if we haven't done the purge or we haven't sort of learned the lesson with that inner child and what it was we were supposed to learn and change and shift and adapt and come into more of a teacher role, rather than sort of like having to heal and fix everyone, because I feel your gorgeous heart, it is like where I would say you're being pivoted in terms of attracting people on a higher wavelength and frequency. So you don't have to give everything to everyone anymore, is the feeling. And you will be heading into your second Saturn return when you're 60 as well. So when you're sensitive, you do move into that a little bit earlier. For many of us that have been through a Saturn return, especially sensitive, sometimes you feel it 2 or 3 years before it even comes in. It's like sensing, walking through the dark, and you feel the things that you're going to come up against. So yeah, hopefully that helps give you a bit more understanding of that, what you might be going through. So for the gorgeous Selma, we have the sun and a new alignment. So the sun representing happiness, representing perhaps even a better financial opportunity as well. This to me also represents divine timing. When we look at the sun in some of the other decks, it has the zodiacal calendar, or kind of like the sun with all the different zodiac degrees around it. And the Three of Wands being this beautiful portal. Three of Wands is something brand new. It's also a foundation, and this is spiritual energy as well. So I feel like this is to work with something that feels more aligned. And as I said to you guys before, it's moving outside of duality to be in alignment with your higher self and with God. So I would write a list of the ideal job that you would like and release it. So you said here about angel guidance. So I definitely would write the letter maybe out to your angels, especially the ones I would write to my angels that love me unconditionally. Please help give me some information, some messages, and some blessings around moving forward with work. And we've got the Lover's card. And as we described before, it usually is this energy of God or Archangel Michael, depending on which deck that we're working with. Thank you, Ken. That's so sweet. So with this, it usually is God coming in to make connections, to bring union. And Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is either the job literally just like coming towards you. It's not that we're necessarily looking for it. It's maybe someone mentioning it to you. It may be getting yourself into like a different environment, different network. So if you're finding that you're trying to find a job and you're looking in all of the same places, start to disrupt your patterns. And what I mean by this is go to a different supermarket, go to a different shopping center, go to like different online places where people search for jobs, go put up something at a notice board, try things that are out of the ordinary. And this job comes in from out of the ordinary. So see what you feel divinely inspired. Because for me, this card is like when God gives us that opportunity, or we get spiritual guidance to like get up in the car and go somewhere. This is where the job comes in. So we've got the card of hope. So it's looking really, really positive for you as well. So yeah, get in, do things that are different, start to like really take inspired action when you get the messages from your angels as well. And yeah, let me know if you need to go deeper in a one-on-one. I love that question. Thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you. All right, let's have a look for the next question. And we have Mystical. Hi, Soul. What unexpected blessings coming my way? Let's have a look for you. Oh, I haven't picked. Let me just pop these back right way up. I haven't picked out of this deck for a little bit. We're going to go to the Right Away, which is one of the traditional tarot decks. And I find that this is interesting. Certain decks will come up when we're dealing with certain situations. Sometimes there can be like a directness that comes up as well. Oh, Lucia, if just pop it in all caps, just so I see it. We're just highlighting some of the questions and things. So what we have for you, Mystical, is we have the Hierophant come out sideways. So there is, as I was saying, there's like a directness or a seriousness sometimes that comes through when I work with this particular deck. So this is interesting. The Hierophant coming out sideways to me. Traditionally, we would see the Hierophant in the upright position. And this is often seen as someone that we go to for guidance. Thank you, lovely. I've just highlighted it so that I'll pop you in the list. So with the Hierophant as well, it represents being in contact with God, being in contact with the messages that come down from the higher self when we're sensitive, and we're seeing it sort of come out sideways. So let's get some other cards to go with it. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, we've got the Ace of Swords, we've got the card of the Devil, and we've also got the Two of Swords. They want one more. And we've got the Page of Wands. So there is a little bit to clear. I actually feel like this is about you doing your own readings, is what I'm picking up. So we've got the Queen of Pentacles with the Ace of Swords. So this would be to dedicate a space, to dedicate a place in your house, that you can go into, or even a place in nature that you can go into for direct communication. What I also see is the importance of pre-clearing as well, because we do have the devil card. But I also feel that this is maybe perhaps people around distracting, bringing the energy and frequency and vibration down. So it's to make time without probably even mentioning it so that people can't come in and disrupt. We do have the card of peace. So this place needs to feel peaceful. It needs to feel like a place of where you can get in and bring in higher information. Awesome. So you're studying astrology. So with the Hierophant coming out, I would also say that this is about tapping into the intuitive side of astrology as well. And we have the Page of Wands. So there is a little bit of a witch wound, I would say, to dissolve and disintegrate around this. And sometimes we find this not just like with astrologers, but with oracles or tarot readers, healers, pranic healers, Reiki healers, all sorts of people that are more kind of like into the mystical. We sometimes have been burned at the stake and things in the past. So I feel like there's a whole new level of gifts and skills that are going to be opening up to you. And that's why we've got this come out sideways. It's sort of like you already have incredible gifts, by the way. But I feel like this is about like leveling up to an even bigger level. So we need to dissolve and disintegrate any past life blockages, beliefs, blueprints. And a lot of the time it's actually us blocking ourselves because we're trying to keep safe. So there's a survival aspect of not being seen. So I actually feel like life is going to take off and change for you when you start to work in that way. Let's have a look what comes up. Oh my gosh. It's definitely coming up to purge and release. We've got the card of the Devil. We've got the High Priestess. So this wasn't any kind of just like normal average past life. We're seeing the High Priestess up against the Devil. So, this is a huge, like if we look at it in terms of trajectory of this lifetime. So I always talk about like the two parallels. So we've got the parallel lifetime of the witch wound, and it doesn't mean it necessarily has to be like, a Salem witch wound. It's sort of the archetype of the witch wound. So with this, when we have a trauma that we're going through, there's sometimes something within our chakras and within our soul that doesn't feel entirely safe to be able to tap back into that same level of greatness, magic and intuition and wisdom. So with this, oh, thank you, Emma. You're so gorgeous. So with this is, I now delete any old soul contracts, agreements, anything that I may have made that is no longer in my best and highest good as well. So it's definitely about you tapping back into the High Priestess oracle gifts that you have. So love that for you. Let me know if that resonates. Thank you, gorgeous. All right, so I'm just going to come into the next question. So we have, hello, Jody. Lovely to see you here. Does the ship I've seen the last couple of nights have a message for me? All right, let me go to the Star Tarot, is what I'm being presented with. I love this question. If I don't get time to answer anyone's questions today, and you're really looking for a personal one-on-one reading, please have a look in the description box below. I have half-hour and 1 hour readings available, as well as holistic wellness sessions too. If you want to really create a big shift and change, we can work with some kinesiology, some pranic healing, and shift things psychically, energetically, emotionally, mentally, and even physically. All right, so let's have a look for Jody. Okay, 4 cards, and we have the Hermit card. We have the Devil card. I can feel this energy coming up again too. We have the 7 of Cups and we have the 5 of Wands. So I do feel there's a message coming up around, look at this beautiful Hermit card. So this is you coming out of the house. This is you also being a light shower, a light, a way shower for other people as well. So this beautiful hermit, we can often think of him having all of this expanded gifts and knowledge that we don't 100% have, like from the book's knowledge. So this is about you being a way shower in that way. What we have though is this energy wanting to keep that side of things hidden. So I feel like this is about taking it out there further. So whether it's maybe having some friends over, or inviting people to come to your place to skywatch together. I just keep seeing like group things, and I keep seeing activations that are happening. But I also do see the dark side, not wanting this to happen. So let's have a look into some message from your guidance. Thank you, Mystical. We got the Ace of Wands with this and the Lover's card. So this is really tapping into your higher guidance, to see who it is, or to see like how you want to put out an invitation, or whether it's, going to a mutual place as well. It's interesting though, we've got 4 of coins. We do have the 3 of swords as well. So I would say definitely use discernment with who it is that you would be maybe inviting to have come and skywatch with you. But I do feel this is about you taking out there in a bigger way. So we see Ace of Wands. So there's that energy of communication show up on a higher spiritual level, ET contact. The Lovers, so they're wanting to communicate. It's about companionship, connection. This is about a connection of the 2 of you working together. So I'm actually hearing the words, it's not sort of like one being higher, one being lower, or one being, from the stars, one being from earth. This is about networking. This is about communication, community. And we've got the 4 of disc. So it's the card of power. It's also this beautiful energy of like a great foundation. So if we think about your place, I just keep seeing it's like a portal energy, and it's sometimes actually depicted as a portal in a few of the other cards. Thank you, gorgeous, for your message, and all the best with your astrology too. I really would love to see you definitely tap more into your intuition. I really feel your readings will be so expansive. Okay, let me see if I've got the next one. So we've got the lovely Gisela. What does my housing and funding look like before October? I'm having to move before October. Thank you, beautiful. Writing this again because it didn't save earlier. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you coming back. And yeah, I apologize for not being on here earlier when I had a Mercury retrograde time dyslexic moment. All right, let me go into this little black and white deck for you. So I actually see a lot of angelic help and guidance around you at the moment. They're waiting for the word. So whether you've already been working with them, I just feel them totally surrounding you. So we'll have a look into the cards, but there is a lot of angelic help and assistance wanting to come in. I keep seeing white feathers as well, so definitely look out for the white feathers. So we have the card of completion. So we've got this beautiful 4 of Wands, which is the God's Eye. This is also Venus and Aries energy. So it might be completion around the old place. We're seeing the Ace of Disc as well. So this is traditionally, in an upright position, it would represent, God bringing in alignment in for us. But what we're seeing is more to kind of, I would say, to tap into the gratitude of being in the place that you're in now. And we know from a quantum physics point of view when we do this, and please, like if you've got my dream life meditation, that I really feel is a good one for focusing on like the dream housing side of things. So that's on Soul Alchemy Potions in the description box below. I'm not sure if you've got that one. We've got the Father of Wands as well. So it's definitely about more higher spiritual communication with this situation. And then we see the Son of Swords, but what's interesting, he's in reverse. So there's something unclear about the housing situation. And what I mean by this is I'm still sort of seeing like it feels like staying put for a bit longer. There's something more to gain from being where you are at the moment. Let me just see if they can give us any insight around October, the High Priestess. We've also got the Seven of Wands in reverse. So this is the High Priestess where she's not even having to use kind of, magic or ritual and things. This is just like you holding this magic within you as well. So yeah, it feels like a change in terms of like thought pattern, what you believe that you're worthy and deserving of, really coming back into your magic. But I would write the list, and I'm seeing it free up energy. They're showing me 20 points on what it is that you feel grateful for exactly like right now with housing, even if it's just the little things like, a warm, cozy spot or, a roof over my head. And we see that with the Six of Swords in reverse. So it's really interesting. There's something stopping you from traveling in the moment. And I feel like we don't have the foresight to tap into it yet, but I actually feel like there's something about like being safe or being like in this place of sort of stuckness, but we need to kind of like feel into the bigger side of why. So that could be like a bigger rabbit hole to go down. We do have the Daughter of Pentacles, and she's come out in reverse as well. So this is Aries energy. So the Daughter of Pentacles, sometimes it's surrounded by other people's programming, other people's beliefs, and that's sometimes what's keeping us stuck. So definitely reflect on that side of things. Hope that helps, Gisela. And the gorgeous Lorianne, thank you for joining us. And thank you for your question as well. Hey, Becca, lovely to have you here. So interesting, Gisela, I just saw your second part. This could make sense on why we're still seeing things kind of like, standing. And this happened for us at this house. So this one was being sold, and it's just now that we've got where we thought we would have to move, everything's been extended, and the house is actually not being sold at the moment. But yeah, I would say that it might not be that you have to move if it sells. It could be an investment, people that come in. So something is saying tap more into the gratitude. Everything we got was about staying put when we look at those cards as well. So Lorianne's question, the question didn't save. Do Casey and I have a past life unresolved karmic history? Thank you for your question. Let's have a look. Yeah, it makes more sense, doesn't it? Okay. So we've got 4 cards. We have the Son of Pentacles. We've got the Six of Disc, the Temperance card, and the Father of Pentacles. So with your question as well, thank you. I just saw your message down the bottom. I love how others' questions give little nuggets of wisdom. Thank you, beautiful. So, Lorianne, do Casey and I have past life unresolved karmic history? It's really interesting because 3 out of the 4 cards have come out in reverse. So I would say yes. If we were to just answer with a one word, it would be yes. But I do feel that it's this lifetime to help to bring things to light, to sort of like see things for what it is. So we've got the Son of Pentacles in reverse. So it's almost like, how would I say, not seeing things fully. They're giving me the word transparently as well. And then we've got the Six of Disc in reverse. So this could be, things not feeling successful, not feeling like things are flowing or lining up as well. And then we've got the Father of Pentacles. So there's kind of like a bit of a stubborn energy around this situation. Oh, okay, interesting. I just saw the second part. So you're saying he is pursuing you for 2 years and more aggressively now than ever. Okay, let's just see some words of advice around this, because yeah, it definitely feels like it's interesting with this because it's masculine and feminine energies, but it almost feels a little bit like, I would say, overpowering. And that's probably in line with you saying, more aggressively as well. So let's have a look. Words of advice. We've got a King of Swords. We've got the Ace of Wands. We've got the Ace of Coins. I'm feeling this is about being direct. Oh my gosh. Queen of Swords. You know what you can do, lovely? If this is something that you don't feel that you can communicate to them in person, I would definitely say communicate to their higher self, because we've got where your higher selves are actually communicating together as well. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this is really, really, I would say this is majority happening on this higher level with these 2 aces that we've got in the middle, Ace of Wands and Ace of Pentacles. So it's almost like the higher side of things, or like your souls are communicating. And then the Ace of, there's an obsession energy as well around this. And we've got the King and the Queen of Swords. So what this would look like, so closing your eyes, connecting in, picturing yourself in the Angel Cafe. We've talked about this on my shows before, and just saying, all right, I invite Casey's higher self to come in, and we need to sort this out on a higher self level around this obsession or around this energy. We need to delete old contracts and agreements from past lives that are no longer healthy or no longer serve me. I'm not playing the game anymore. And just visually see yourself cutting off those cords. I sometimes like to use Archangel Michael, call him in to, like, with his blue flame sword or violet energy to cut off those cords. Interesting. Yeah. You might even have to do something on a physical level if this doesn't work. Mother of Wands, be in your spiritual power, be fearless as well. Yeah. And if he's following you home, I would say do this as well, because there is something definitely on a, I would say, karmic level. And that would be a session to look into, like to really go down the rabbit hole, look into why there is this obsession, why there is this past life energy. I just hear the words unrequited love in a past life, and it's like they haven't got the message. Oh, interesting. So yeah, hopefully that helps to give you a little bit of a technique or to shed some light on that. I'm sorry that that's happening for you as well. Just sending you big hugs, beautiful. All right, so next question, and we have the lovely Rachel. What do you see happening with my relationship with my longtime boyfriend, Mike? Let's have a look. I just saw the love card and the 9 of Wands as well. So you guys, there's a strength energy. There's a lot you guys have been through and overcome together. But let's have a look and see what's coming up for you guys. What I keep seeing is sort of like a question mark, and I keep seeing a crossroad or like a meeting point. So, sometimes when you've been together for a while, and sometimes it feels like there's an ultimatum to have a look at like what it is that we are, moving forward, or whether there's been any talk about, marriage or things of this sort of nature. I feel there's a little bit of a crossroad energy coming up. And I feel like this is, how would I say, it doesn't mean to necessarily get married in the physical, but I feel like it's an evolution. So say, for example, stepping up into a higher spiritual plane or evolution, it would be like a deeper level of connection or a deeper blending of like your soul energy together. So I feel like there's a choice for that, or a choice to sort of like, to change into different timelines. We're seeing a crossroad energy. So let me flip these over. So where we said before, you guys have been through a lot together with the Strength card. We also have 3 of Swords. So there may have been moments of sorrow, heartache, different things that maybe perhaps didn't go the way that we would have liked things to go. We do have the World or the Universe card. This is sometimes like about surrendering. It's almost like taking the hands off the wheel is the way that I'm being shown things, and like having the auto driver kick in. So I'm just saying, like, from a Tesla point of view, it's like, you know what? Let's kind of see where things are steering. So sometimes like we can be the one behind the helm or the one directing the relationship energy. So what I'm seeing with this situation with Mike is taking your hands off the wheel and sort of seeing where things organically flow and how you're feeling about that as well. And don't forget, we can always re-script and we can always go in. So have a look at what's being reflected to you when you take your hands off the wheel as well, because I do feel there's like a desire to go deeper, a desire to really kind of like have a higher connection is what I'm feeling. And we've got Ace of Wands with the 9 of Pentacles. This is Virgo and Venus energy. Ace of Wands is like that spiritual energy, that Kundalini activation coming in. And I feel so much sexual energy with this as well. So it would be, maybe there's something more that you're desiring out of this relationship as well. We do have the King of Swords with this too. So this could even be to have, a conversation around things. Let me just ask for Spirit's advice around this. So we've got the Queen of Swords. So she comes out right after the King of Swords, and they're not exactly facing each other. We see the Queen sort of trying to talk to the King of Swords, but he's perhaps not sort of like in receiving mode. And I would say that's kind of more common with the male-female dynamic of relationships, that it's, sometimes the woman is a bit more expressive. But yeah, I feel like there's this like a desire to like have more and to have like more passion, more intensity and things too. So let me just see what else. We've got the Tower card as well. So with the Tower card, it doesn't necessarily have to be a scary card. It does also represent the little Hebrew letter per, which represents that your words are as precious to gold. So have a look at what you're projecting on the relationship. Are you projecting any fears or doubts or worries? Or are you projecting, oh my God, he just goes crazy for me. It's like we've first got together again. So have a look at like what you're speaking into the relationship, into the energy on a thought level, because I do feel like intense magnetism as well. So that feels a little bit saucy, a little bit exciting. Thank you. It's always lovely to reconnect too with beautiful clients of mine. So let me just highlight yours. I'm just going to go to a couple more first because I do have to go shortly, but I'm going to get as many as I can, hopefully, in this time. Okay. So next we had Starry Night. What would help me get over the Aries? I'm sorry for your loss as well. My heart goes out to you guys. You know, it's not easy being in the humanness of all of this. You know, when we're on the upper planes and dimensions, there's more transparency when it comes to our hearts and more, you know, telepathy as well. So let's have a look. So we have the card of the Empress. You know what? This is all about pouring the energy back into you. And we've got the Star card. So have a look at what lights you up. What is it that you were doing before you met the Aries that really was making you feel whole, making you feel healthy, making you feel gorgeous, exotic, desirable, the words that are coming through. And what we actually see with this person, with this Aries as well, is perhaps there was different flaws and things, but we've maybe been a little bit addicted to, sometimes we can get addicted to things that are not healthy for us, whether it's like patterns of familiarity that are learned in childhood or from previous dynamics and relationships. And sometimes it just pings our dopamine. It just, you know, it helps us tap more into that cycle. You know, the chaos isn't always healthy. Neither is, what's the word Spirit's trying to give me? Like having to deal with like depletion energy or with avoidance and things too. So I do actually feel like this person's kind of been removed because there's something bigger and better that can come in. This is about raising your standards, not accepting less, really looking at like what you're worthy and deserving of, because the Empress, the Hope card, and the Hierophant are really beautiful cards. This is about honoring your higher self, honoring your body, your mind, your spirit. And the Devil and the Death card and the Six of Swords, yeah, this person's been sent away from you, is what we're seeing with this. So, you know, it's hard though, because sometimes our body will actually miss that person. And so it feels like on a biochemical level that we're craving them. Oh, so he was brought in by someone doing magic on you. Interesting. Wow. Okay, let's just get some words of advice for you, beautiful, because we did have, and I just saw the Emperor card come up as well. So it might even be, and we've also got the Ace of Coins at the bottom of the deck. Let me just go to another deck. So this is definitely about tapping back in for you and your magic. So I definitely, you know, we want to delete any contracts and agreements and things that are not for your best and highest good. And I actually feel like with this avoidant energy that we're talking about, it's almost like blocking your person. So I'm trying to get to as many as I can, Emma. Hey, beautiful. I just saw Lisa in the chat. Hey, gorgeous. So the message that we've got for you, Starry Night, we've got Father of Swords. So if you know that there's been magic and things, yeah, that's the hard thing, beautiful, when you're feeling that love for him as well. It's so hard, but you can cut cords that are negative. So with this, the Father of Swords in reverse, it does feel like there's something that maybe has been left unsaid, something that feels kind of like open. So whether you also feel like things have not been kind of finalized or finished, because I do still feel his energy around a little, and we've got where things are sort of like hanging. So we've got where change is feeling a little bit hard. This is the card in reverse. So Capricorn and Jupiter energy, we're not able to sort of shift and grow. You're right about that magic and the ritual, because we've got the card of that come up. We've got the Princess of Pentacles, oh, sorry, Mother of Pentacles in reverse. So this is actually, it's kind of distracting at the moment. Mother of Swords as well, but she's in upright. So I definitely would work on calling your power back to now. And when we do this, things that come back to us, sometimes we're feeling so good, we're feeling so empowered within ourselves that we can actually make movement forward. We don't always want what we've had from the past. Pranic healing really, really helps with this. So if you need help doing any cord cutting of the negative variety, or removing any thought forms or any kind of energy of sadness that you just feel is sitting in your aura or sitting in chakras, I would be more than happy to help in a one-on-one reading. It would be under the holistic health sessions that I have, all in the description box below on solreta.com. So hopefully that helps give a little bit of information, but definitely pour energy into yourself is what we're seeing. Because I actually feel like you were kind of carrying the relationship in a way as well. Oh, interesting. You did a pranic healing. Was a ton of pain after. I wonder what kind of pranic healing that was. Really interesting. I would say there's even like magic things, like witchcraft type things to break and disintegrate. It sounds like there's a lot going on astrally, energetically. Oh, thank you. You're welcome, gorgeous. Okay, so next question. I'm moving west, but feel a bit guilty leaving my dad behind. Is there anything I need to know? Let me just see. Actually, we'll go to the Star Tarot. Oh, so we've got the Hierophant and we've got the reverse of the nest. So definitely like exactly what your question was. We've got spirit acknowledging this, but you've been prompted to move from higher self. So with the Hierophant, you're literally like, you got the download, you got the message to move, to leave the nest, or to leave with your dad. And it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing, although you might be judging yourself from it. There could be a bit of guilt and things like that. Yeah, so with pranic healing, Starry Night, it can actually help to disintegrate things that are like negative. So whether it's thought forms or energies that are sent our way that are not for our best and highest good. I also work with a bit of kinesiology to remove hidden and trapped emotions before we step into the pranic side of things. But pranic is incredible for cutting and disintegrating negative thought forms, cords, projections, and things that are sent into our chakras as attachments. So it frees you up and actually gives you the energy to move forward of your own free will. So just coming back to Stella's question. So let's ask for advice from this, because definitely feels like there's some guilt around leaving. So we've got the Hanged One, we've got the Ace of Wands. This is a really good opportunity for you. And you've done so much work to make this decision. You've not made this decision lightly, and it's a new cycle for you. You're actually called to be somewhere else. We've got the Death card and abundance. So it's actually looking like a really good decision. So I even feel like with this situation as well, that you're setting yourself up for your life. And we don't know the twists and the turns that can happen with changes. And sometimes we'll even have, where family will need to be with us in future as well. So we've got the Ace of Wands, the Hanged Man, which is Jupiter. This is all kind of like you seeing things from a higher viewpoint. So we can't convince, or we can't sort of show everyone, a higher viewpoint. Oh, it's just that in return as well. So yeah, this is an incredibly hard time when we're going through a Saturn return to make these decisions and that. But if we don't make it in that moment, sometimes life will get a little bit harder. So I do feel that you're making it at a good time. We've got the Death card and the Nine of Wands. So this is the card of strength. why you're going through this resurrection, this change. And we have the beautiful abundance card, 3 of Cups. So you're setting yourself up for a life that is in vibrational alignment with you. The other thing that I also feel here too is, I don't know if there's something like about the astrocartography of where you're moving, but it feels so different from where you've been. I feel like you've been living life for other people, and now it's like living life on your own terms. Hey, Steve, nice to have you with us. Never fear, Steve is here. And if you're new to this channel, please hit that notification, that little bell, so that you can come, make sure you subscribe, just so that you don't miss any Q&A shows that we do. Okay, so hopefully that helps, Stella. And Jacob is also offering a beautiful message to you. I just finished mine, Stella. Enjoy the ride. It is so worth it. Polishing the diamond. Yeah, sometimes it does feel like, that we're manufacturing diamonds when we go through it. You're so welcome. Oh yeah, definitely. So needed before the next 7-year cycle as well. This is a really good year, the 1 year as well, to make these changes, to make these moves as well. So we have the gorgeous Amy. Will my dad and I work out our differences? Will it help for me to write him a letter? Let's have a look, gorgeous. I'm sending you extra love at the moment. So we've got the card of change. This is like at the moment in this state of, juggling things, or like, oh my God, what's going to happen? It's a hard time with that. And we've got the 7 of Wands. So it's almost, how can I put it? I'm such a visual. Okay. So it's like energetically, even if things are not being said, or everything's not being sort of like said out loud at the moment, what we're sort of seeing is there's a little bit of a spiritual battle going on. And what I mean by that is sometimes like is us thinking and dwelling on things. It's like energetically, imagine 2 swords kind of like going head to head, or our mental bodies are like, thinking and mulling over things. So I would say come into a point of peace, and let's ask about the letter. We've got the 10 of Swords. So it might be that you write the letter, but maybe not send it just now, because there's a lot of hurt and things like that you need to purge. And then we've got, so here's the purging one, the 10 of Swords. So there's a lot that you need to get off your heart and off your chest. We then have the beautiful Alchemy integration card. I also would say too, this is probably not the best decision to post a letter or send while we're in a Mercury retrograde, but it is a good time to write it and reflect over things. The other thing that we have is the Knight of Cups. So it could be perhaps, extending the olive branch when you feel ready to reintegrate, or when you feel that you've come into like how would I say, like a stronger version of who you are, when you've like looked at the reflection of what he's saying to you and what you're feeling, and who is it asking you to be for yourself, is the words that I'm getting from Spirit. So we also have the Tower card and the Queen of Swords too. So this would be purging anything that feels toxic. With this, we also have the symbol down here, per, which is to only speak words that are as precious as gold. So we know with that, this is maybe to highlight also the good things, not just to sort of, if you are writing a letter, putting in the negatives as well. This is really to look, and I feel like this is not just this lifetime. This feels like a bigger picture around that there's things that you guys are karmically clearing. I would say he doesn't see it, perhaps to the level of what you see it. It's more, I would say that your soul's had a lot more lessons and things. It almost feels like you're a bit more of the parent energy in this situation. So hopefully that helps, just to give you a little technique or a little tool to work with over this Mercury retrograde. And I'm always happy to answer questions in a one-on-one session if you want to go a little bit deeper with that. But I see the Shaman card for you as well. So, you are that beautiful healer. And it's hard sometimes because we don't always have the easiest dynamics and things as well. But we also need to let other people do the healing. We can't fix everything for everyone. So hopefully that helped. So we have Annette. A card, please, about the rest of the year. Sure, gorgeous. All right, let's have a look at the Alice in Wonderland energy. I'm also getting spirit come in wanting to be playful with you. And what I mean by that is there's this energy of like, I just see a funnel and opening up to potential and to possibility with this. So we have the Seven of Hedgehogs, we have the Five of Cups, we have the Page of Teacups, and we have the Moon card as well. One more. And we have the World card. So this is perhaps like, some of the other years have maybe not been the easiest. And I feel like this is about rescripting or doing something different. So with the Seven of Disc, this is also about like your hard work and everything. And then we have the Five of Cups right here, which is sometimes disappointment or, people that are letting us down. It's things feeling like they're not flowing. There's sometimes sorrow, there's disconnect, but we have the Page of Cups and we have the Moon card come up. I actually feel like this is getting really, really clear on what you want for the year. There's a lot of letting go, even though last year was the letting go. I feel like with this, let me just move and refresh something. Hold on a sec. So yeah, I feel like with this year, we have the Moon card and we have the World or the Universe card too. So there's almost kind of like a surrendering to things that are outside of our control. And I feel like this is in regards to other people and their thoughts and things. But I keep getting spirit showing me this energy of wanting to inject fun into the year for you. So let's get some words around that. Okay, we've got the King of Cups. We have the Sun card. We have the Ten of Wands, and we have the healing energy too. So there could even be beautiful, heartfelt people that Spirit is guiding you to be around. So look for the people that are King of Cups. Look for the people that inspire you, that light you up. This is the card of the inner child, the card of happiness, the card of, not just doing things kind of like in solitary as well. Good. Oh, that's so good to hear that you're surrendering more. Because we have the Ten of Wands with the healing card. Look at this. This is you going, you know what? I can't hold everything for everyone anymore. A Ten of Wands is the card of oppression. It's Saturn and Sagittarius. It's the roadblocks. It's the restrictions. It's the crap of everyone else's that we're asked to process. So with this, we see this beautiful card of healing come up. So book yourself into some fun things. Maybe plan some dinners or plan, going out to, I don't know, a book club, a movie, things like that that are sort of out of the ordinary is what I'm seeing come up for this. So hopefully that helps just to tap into a little bit of the energy for the moment. We have the Tower card at the bottom of the deck as well. So don't be afraid to end things that you feel have been dragging out, or to even say the things, we've got the healing card come up again, to say the things that you need to say to close things off. It's actually okay for, I want to say, like, for us empaths out there, sometimes it's hard to feel like that we're maybe the one like growing and changing and closing off to other things, but it's actually positive things. Think of it as being Mary Poppins. And we're not always supposed to stay, looking after people emotionally in the one house forever. Sometimes it is to give the magic and then to move on and change, whether it's in a job, in a dynamic. This is about you tapping in and actually, oh, I like this. Okay, this is starting to tap into the energy that we're talking about. You're on the right track. You've got it. All right, let me get to another question. Okay, so we have, will my dad and I work out the differences? Oh, I did get that one. Thank you. All right, so we have Asili. Hopefully I've got your name right. My apologies. My apologies if I haven't. So my 90-year-old father just passed this Friday. I'm sorry for your loss, lovely. Is there anything that he would like to say? Thanks, Sol. All right, let's have a look. So we've got the Knight of Cups. So he's still between worlds, and I feel emotion come through so strongly with this. I actually feel him having like a powerful energy. And, to get to 90, that's an amazing, incredible thing. So just the life force energy of him and the way he comes through when we start to ask energy. So we've got a Knight of Cups and the card of Death. So he still is in that state of being between both worlds. And I feel like he's watching over. So let's have a look at any messages. Look at this. we've got the Ten of Swords, but then we've got a Three of Swords in reverse. So with his ending, he's not actually feeling the pain and things anymore. So the Three of Swords in reverse, I just feel like anything that you maybe saw him go through towards the end, it's now like he's pain free. So there's a freedom of spirit that is coming. And we've got the Strength card come and the Ace of Swords. He's actually enjoying the thought of a brand new beginning. And I just hear the word soul family with this as well. So I do feel like with this situation with him, that he'll be back into the family. Yeah, we've got a Seven of Pentacles. So he's going to be doing a little bit of work, a little bit of soul school for a bit, just working on things that he needs to have awareness around. And we've got the Queen of Pentacles. This I often see as sort of like a pregnant energy. So I do feel that he'll come back around, whether this is like, grandchildren or great grandchildren. It doesn't feel like he's leaving the family for very long. So hopefully that brings a sense of peace, and just sending you lots of love to you and your beautiful family as well. And I'm just looking at the time, and I'm actually going to be running late to go and help my partner out at his antique store. So I better get going. But I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you to everyone for being here today, for holding space, and for our gorgeous collective. Please, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. Let me know that you've liked being here with us today. And I will try and do another one of these a little bit sooner so that we can ask more questions at the moment. I really just felt that there was so much going on in the collective that I wanted to open up space to try and help answer as many questions for people as we can. And if you are wanting to go deeper and have a one-on-one session, it's all in the description box below. We have the half-hour, the 1-hour sessions, the galactic readings. I also have the holistic wellness sessions. If there's things you would like to work through with me, things that you would like to shift. But yeah, just sending love and blessings to all of you. And thank you so much to Ken for that gorgeous donation as well. Much love. Love you guys. Bye. Oh, I forgot to mention, Hypnotic Subliminals are in the link below too. Have a wonderful week.